We've been foster parents probably about 14 years. We became foster parents in the roundabout way. We really don't know how. It just happened. After a while, I was like, Bert, I'm not happy with 2 kids. We need more. He's like, well, what do you want to do, adopt? I'm like, well, yeah, I guess.
I was a little nervous. I said, we got enough kids, you know?
So I looked into it, and the county has foster kids, and after a while, you could possibly adopt. And then they called us, and I said, yes.
My lifestyle prevents me from having children. It gave me the opportunity to give my love to children that need it, that have been neglected, that have been, you know, not taken care of like they should be.
These kids are coming to you and you have no idea the trauma that they've been through or the things that they've had to experience, but you're opening your home for them to be safe and comfortable and just better place for them to be. And to know that you are able to do that for a child is just an amazing thing.
The foster care system is very important. We have a very limited number of foster care parents in Orleans County, and we need more. The bad thing about not having families involved is that when children are put into foster care, we really try to keep them within their county or their village or very, very close. We would also, if they're school-age children, like to keep them in the same district, same school. You know, we don't want to try to uproot their life completely. So if we don't have enough foster families here, it's not local, and we really want to keep them someplace that they're familiar with.
When I began working for the department, I thought that this job was just going to be every day knowing that we made a difference in somebody's life, and that's not always the case. We leave at the end of the day a lot of the times thinking we wish we could have done more, we wish we would have known sooner, we wish that we had more parents that were willing to take in these kids with no place to go.
Kids these days, 99% of the kids that go into foster care, it's not their fault, but they feel it is. So you have to try and help them understand that it's not their fault.
So my honest opinion about being a foster parent is that it's probably one of the hardest but best things that anybody could ever do.
The good part about it is, you know, you did the best you could and gave them a nice home and give them a little background and, you know, and something hopefully make them stable in life.
It's awesome. It's rewarding. I mean, just to watch them grow, to watch the difference in them. But it takes consistency, it takes a routine. It takes a strong outer shell, but a soft inner core. And again, just love them like they're yours while you got them. The one thing that foster parents need to have, and it's absolute, is a routine. These kids need to know what is coming day to day. They need to know that there's a constant. They need to know that they're going to eat 3 meals a day. They need to know that. I mean, with as simple as we think it is, a lot of these kids have been deprived of food.
So every child is different on what a foster parent could expect when they get a child in. Yeah, a lot of kids do hoard foods, especially if it was ever in their home life that they didn't have enough food or food was kept from them as punishment and things like that. There's also a lot of children who have behavioral issues. They're being ripped from their settings and their families. They're now suddenly with strangers and in an environment that they're not used to. So it's always a challenge, especially in the first couple of days, weeks, where a foster family is getting to know these children and like being comfortable with one another.
The trauma ranges in all different levels. We really don't know what to expect as soon as we get there. I mean, what has this child seen? What has this child been involved in? Has food been withheld? It's just one of those, we don't know what to expect.
You do get a few bad kids now and again, but it takes time. You sit down and work with them and talk things out and see what their actual problem is. And sometimes you can figure it out pretty quick and straighten them right around.
It's not unicorns and rainbows. There's hard days. You might not mesh with the way they think.
I think the hard part is sending them back.
There are some that were taken from us. We were not prepared for them to leave. I didn't know at that point if I wanted to continue fostering.
You know, I've been doing this for over 10 years, and I've had a lot of kids come through my home. 3 of them have stayed, you know. Several have been sent back to their families, but there are times that it's not feasible for them to go back home. And that's where you step in and you take care of them.
Foster care supports families by giving them stipends. They get daycare stipends. You get clothing allowance. You get a diaper stipend. And then you also get a daily rate that at the end of the month you get paid. And so it's not that you're getting paid to watch these children. You're taking these kids in. And yes, we do know it's a financial burden, but we try to offer some support and some incentives to get families involved.
You don't have to have an immaculate house. You don't have to have the best life. You don't, I mean, foster parents are painted as a picture perfect. You know, it's your normal everyday neighbor. I'm not perfect. My house is a train wreck. I have 4 kids in the house. To be a foster parent, it's got to come from here. You know, you've got to want to do it for them.
Other people approach you and say, I could never do that. Well, why couldn't you? People are thinking that they can't do this, they can't get into foster care. I would ask them, why not for even one night? What about respite?
So when a foster parent is a respite home, it's for like emergency or crisis situations. The child's leaving their home, typically for a short-term period. And then when you are, our general foster parent, it's kind of an unknown length of time.
If you're thinking about it, just try it. You know, it could be for you, it could be something that you embrace, it could be something that's not for you. But how do you know if you don't try?
We wish that we had more parents that were willing to take in these kids with no place to go.
It's awesome, it's rewarding. I mean, just to watch them grow, to watch the difference in them.
We need help. Foster parents need help.
These kids need people. They need you, they need me, they need anybody that can help out, anybody that's willing to open their home.